What up, you guys? Empress of Duality here. For those of you that are new or might not know, my name is Brooke. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Love Vibe Tribe, my subscribers, my tribe. You know how much I love and appreciate you guys. So today, we are going to do an energy check-in for the twin flames. That's what we're gonna do. Energy update for the twin flames. Okay. I've been sitting here, well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been sitting here like, Spirit, what kind of message do you want to do today? What kind of message do you want to do today? And then I was finally just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just get on and figure it out. And now they're telling me we're gonna do a message for the twin flames today. Purge at the bottom of the deck. This should be good. Alright, and with that being said, what up, Spirit? Let's fuck it up. Okay. What's going on with the twin flames? Tapping into the twin flame journey. You know what? Let's take a look at the divine masculine. What's good, divine masculines? Okay, I don't know why. Let's take a look at the divine masculines. Let me shuffle. 7, 2, 3. Hearing all eyes on you, divine masculine. All eyes on you. All eyes on me. The divine masculine is feeling pressured. So much pressure. My throat chakra's acting up a little bit. The divine masculine right now is feeling so much pressure, so much what is the word? Responsibility on his shoulders that he's wanting to retreat. So let's see how he does with that. I'm like, I get it. Okay, current energy for divine masculine. I'm not going to use these actually. Current energy for divine masculine. Divine feminine popped out on the bottom of the deck. Purge. So, divine masculine is having a challenging time not putting on his mask, meaning he's trying to portray this image of himself that is stable and confident and secure, but really how he's feeling internally is very uncertain and like he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, a lot of responsibility mirroring at the bottom of the deck, and he's having a hard time. I feel like there's been some breakdowns. Inner child popped out. I feel like there's been like some breakdowns, meaning like breakdowns at work, some breakdowns in the relationship, some breakdowns in his family dynamics, some breakdowns with friends. Mercury retrograde. Let me just cut that short. Mercury retrograde is affecting him to the point where there's all these little moments of breakdown that are building up within him. And he's having a challenging time remaining neutral and present. He's wanting to escape. He's wanting to abandon. He's wanting to run away from all of the pressure and responsibility. And it's like this, what I'm feeling is my solar plexus started tingling. And that's like your willpower, right? It's like the program of who divine masculine used to be is interfering with this evolutionary state of being that he has stepped into. So let me say that differently. The version of him that he used to be is interfering with who he has become. And there's this internal push and pull of like these negative coping mechanisms to run, to escape, to hide, to mask, right? Those ways of being are coming to the surface, and he's being tempted to go back into that, go back into kind of self-sabotage, from abandoning to running away. But there's also this other side of him. It's like I feel it so much in my solar plexus. It's like a battle of will. The ego's will versus higher self's will. The ego's programmings based on the higher self's faith and guidance and trust in the universe and himself, right? And there's this internal push and pull within him that's happening. And he's finding it very challenging not to be tempted to go back into some patterns he knows don't get him anywhere, into pushing people away, abandoning his emotions. He's having a hard time staying present with the intensity of sensation in his life. You know, it's work, it's responsibility at work, responsibility as a husband or a wife, responsibility as a teacher, responsibility as a mother or father, responsibility as a friend, responsibility for himself, right? And all of this responsibility, it's all in his face. The spotlight's on you. That's how he feels. All of this stuff is right in his face. He has no choice but to be present with it. And it's almost like, am I going to crack under pressure? Because there's these two versions of him. One, the old self kind of dying away, but still very tempting him to do the drugs, tempting him to just have some alcohol, tempting him to go back to, you know, unfulfilling relationships, unfulfilling jobs, because it felt safer for some reason to be there. And all of this spotlight, all of this pressure, all of this intensity, and all of the emotions moving through his body, all of the sensations, it is a lot. And he's having a hard time shadow work with devotion. He's having a hard time being in the spotlight with his shadow. Because here's the thing, it's funny. It's funny how things play out internally, how we see things happening and how they're actually going down. But it's like he's having a hard time in the spotlight with his shadow, and he's getting a little nervous. The temptation keeps rising. It keeps getting more intense. He keeps really wanting to go back. But he's already chosen his twin flame journey. He's already chosen his divine feminine. He's already chosen his mission, his purpose, his service. He has already chosen himself. It's beautiful. But on the inside, there's so much in his energy field right now. There's so much shadow. There's so much pressure that he can't see that he's already got it in the bag type shit. Okay? Interesting. Very interesting. Ascending at the bottom of the deck with devotion. Influencing energy, please. What is going on with the divine masculine? It's almost like even if I wanted to, Brooke, this is what I'm hearing. Even if I wanted to, Brooke, I could never go back to that life. I could never go back to that self-sabotage. I could never go back to abandoning myself, to abandoning my divine counterpart. I couldn't do it even if I wanted to. But the ego's will keeps getting triggered. The shadow is so in the spotlight that there's this battle internally where there's this inner knowing of like, yeah, it's a wrap. But when the ego is triggered in that way, when your shadow is so in the forefront of your perception, you can't always see it that clearly that you got it in the bag. It's like an initiation, right? Influencing energy for the divine masculine, please, James. What is currently influencing the divine masculine? Grief. I just felt a loss. Fresh start at the bottom of the deck and divine timing. Refocus. So some of the divine masculines, you know, maybe they were with a karmic, if you want to call them that. I don't really like that term. Maybe they were with a soulmate, or they were in a relationship and they recently went through the loss of that relationship. And some of them are grieving that loss. Some of them have lost some close friends. There's so many different ways that this could go, but they're grieving the ending of something, of someone that played a pretty significant role in shaping who they've become, why they do what they do, why they chose their mission. And that's what's funny. It's like these things that break our heart save our soul at the same time. Because it's like through witnessing that loss, through witnessing what life was like, through witnessing what it's like to be addicted, through witnessing what it's like to be abused, through witnessing what it's like to abuse other people, through witnessing that heartbreak, it's like the soul finds inspiration to break those motherfucking chains, to change the structures and the foundations on this planet. Okay. Binding energy to divine masculines, divine feminine. Forgiveness. Part of divine masculine shadow that's coming up right now has to do with, oh my god, it was literally coming out of my mouth. It has to do with self-worth. It's like there were some things that he participated in, or may still be participating in, that like left an imprint on his energy. So I'm just going to use addiction because that was part of my journey, and I can use that as an example. Dark night of the soul. So even when we awaken, conclusion, even when we find the key to heaven, even when we find the key to our soul, even when we awaken, even when we ascend, even when we heal our inner child, there are some things that we've done in life, some things that have happened to us in life, that even though we have completely turned our lives around, they leave this energetic imprint in our psyche, in our mind. So that's why Divine Masculine, there's this sense of a coming together. There's this sense of rebirth. There's this sense of something big coming. And he's trusting that. But his trust is just a little mustard seed, because in his psyche, because of that imprint of energy, it's almost like it distorts his integral self-image, the image of who he is now, the image and the vision of the path he has chosen. Self-worth and commitment. He has chosen the twin flame journey. He's chosen his mission. He's chosen his divine counterpart. You know what I mean? But it's Mercury retrograde, and some of those fragments are coming to the surface for him to grieve and cleanse his heart space. Truly take those imprints in his mind and cleanse them through his heart, through the heart of forgiveness. Wow, Divine Masculine, I honor your strength, man. There's so much strength in this reading. There's so much courage, because it's like all I can see is my shadow, Brooke. I feel emotional. All I can see is my shadow. All I can see is the different possibilities of things not working out. All I can feel is my grief. Yet I still have faith. I'm still not giving up. I'm still falling down, but it doesn't keep me down. I get back up. You know what I mean? It's really beautiful. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. That is beautiful. That is a fucking master right there. Balancing the scales with the Justice card. That is a master. This is when you can be in the epitome of darkness, of grief, of shame for your past choices in life and how they have affected the people that you love, how they have affected your mind, how they have affected your life. When you can be in the epitome of your shame for your choices and still choose love, still choose to get back up, still choose to stay on this path, still not run away, still not self-sabotage. That's a fucking master. I see you, Divine Masculine. Holy shit. That's beautiful. Oh God, I gotta wipe my eye. Like, that is beautiful. I love reading for twin flames. The things that we incarnated to do, man. It's almost like all Divine Masculine can see is darkness, is his shadow. Damn, what was I about to say? I don't know, I lost it. So the energy is switched up a little bit, and I'm getting a message about newly awakened twin flames, Divine Masculine. So for some of you, divine feminines, I must have some divine feminines watching. Your divine masculine is going through a spiritual awakening. So they just said it's actually playing out in like there are divine masculines that are awakening to the twin flame journey, to what that means. And there are divine masculines that have been awakened to the twin flame journey, but they are still going through an initiation, a spiritual awakening, a deeper awakening to their soul, a deeper integration of God's will, higher self's will over the ego's will. So there's two groups now. The people, the divine masculines that have been fucking doing this, all I hear is like an applause of just like cheers and so much honor and gratitude, because you have been able to anchor in so much self-love, so much neutrality. You've been able to find balance in your masculine and feminine energy to the point where the world could be falling apart and you still are gonna be in love. You're still gonna represent unity consciousness. You're still gonna have faith, right? So then let's switch to this other group that came in, the divine masculines that are awakening to the twin flame journey. They're recognizing that telepathy with their twin is real. They're starting to research what is a twin flame, you know, getting into meditation. They're feeling the divine feminine's energy, right? They're starting to awaken to that part of themselves, that part of their journey. Divine masculine is on a journey right now. A journey. Meaning this all does not take place in a day or a week. Okay? Like they're on a journey. So the ones that are awakening, that have recently awakened to the twin flame journey, to you as their divine feminine, they have not fully received their enlightenment, haven't fully received the downloads of the twin flame journey, the mission, the purpose. They got the call. It's like their soul was called and they answered the phone, but they're static. They still can't hear what the universe is saying to them. They still can't hear what the divine feminine is guiding them to do. They still can't hear the voice of spirit. They still don't know about their gifts. You know what I mean? It's like they're tapped in, tuned and turned on, but the channel is like staticky. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, listen. I'm talking about twin flames. Looked at my phone for a second. Two of my favorite twin flames are right here. Nick and Dove. I'm gonna read you what she posted. Find that person that will create happiness. Find that person that you will create happiness with. The master creates his own happiness. Life's circumstances will always have its downs. If you wait for life to hand you happiness, you will be highly let down. We have to work for happiness. And part of happiness is to allow ourselves to be mad, messy, expressive of the lower level shit within us. Amen, Nicole Peretti and Dove. Okay, amen. That's exactly what this reading is about. We're talking about a collective of divine masculines that honor their fucking shadow, that can witness and observe their shadow without taking it personally, without being defined by the choices that led them to where they are, without being demolished by the circumstances of life. Now this is for divine feminines. Can your partner hold you in the mess? Can you hold your beloved in their mess? Can you also hold you in a space where your partner's stuff isn't always about you? Because it usually isn't. So just like for those that I'm tapping into, the divine masculine template that I'm tapping into, the collective that I'm tapping into, you're still a little bit challenged, but like your soul already knows, like it's a done deal, love wins type shit, and you're not taking the shadow so personally. Now you are being challenged with the fact of the intensity of sensations running through your body, the feeling of everything. There's so much intense feeling in what you are currently experiencing. And then divine feminine, the mirror here is you not taking their shadow personally. If they need to take some space, if they need to sleep in another room, if they need to, you know, work on themselves for a little bit without you. So not taking that personally, right? That's the mirror, the depersonalization of the shadow self, not identifying with the shadow self. And the last thing that she has up here, I just felt a rush of emotion. I'm with my ride or die. Okay? I knew there was a reason I paused the video. By the way, they are twin flame revolution. Okay? Thank you, Nicole and Dove. Beautiful. So let's see, we're at 26 minutes. I just saw the solitude card. So divine masculine has gotten to a point where he is no longer codependent on his coping mechanisms. He's no longer codependent on people making him feel better about how he feels within himself, right? Now that doesn't mean that it's easy. Okay, let's get that straight. That doesn't mean that it's easy. It takes patience, baby. It takes surrender, baby. Okay? So let's see. Anything else, Spirit? Not to mention, during Mercury retrograde, you know, you're doing shadow work, and it's almost like Mercury retrograde takes the energy and twists it and turns it and distorts it and makes it staticky and makes things not very clear, right? So doing shadow work in the epitome of Mercury retrograde is challenging, man. There's no clear vision of what's really going on internally. It's really just like a journey of through surrender. Like, did you really learn how to surrender, divine masculine? Did you really integrate that trust? Did you really integrate that self-worth? Did you really integrate that faith in spirit, right? Did you really let go of those expectations? Did you really learn how to nurture yourself and not be codependent on other people to make you feel better? Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? But sometimes we just kind of have to observe ourselves for exactly how we are. Contemplation. So anything else, Spirit? What are we doing here? I think that's about it, you guys. That's what's up with divine masculine. Okay? That's it. Divine masculine got it going on. Okay, so yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. And I hope you guys can hold steady for our divine masculines that are going through all of these initiations, through these awakenings, through making mistakes that leave imprints and then healing those energy dynamics within them. Hope we can remain patient, compassionate, forgiving, not take it personally. If these messages resonated for you, or if the video was helpful, please drop a like. It really helps your girl out. Drop a comment. Let me know how it resonates. And with that being said, Empress of Duality out.